Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I am here with my July planner lineup. So I cannot believe it, but it is just a few days away from July. The year has really sped up for me. I am like losing time, I think. Summer has been very, very busy, but I'm excited. I'm excited to have July be our like final month for summer. And so I've got my system here. I do have two planners that are big, and then this one planner that I put together in a recent video on my channel. This is set up as a mini happy planner, so or at least a mini happy planner size. A lot of it is happy planner, but there's some other stuff that's not happy planner. But I'm going to talk to you about this setup. I am in July going to basically keep it to just this one for all of my personal things, and then these two big planners will be for my business related items. And so I am going to just kind of flip through it and show you what's in here. Again, it's more so like a lineup video than a setup video. I like to just every month kind of talk to you about my thought process, what's changed for me, what is working well, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to start off with this cute little thing. I actually went through my space about a week ago and started cleaning up my mini happy planner supplies. I don't usually use the mini happy planner size, but because I've been for the month of June in a micro size, this cute little thing right here, I've been using this micro size. I love the micro size. It's just so adorable to be able to use it. So I thought I would go in and just kind of clean up my mini happy planner stuff as well. And I ended up finding like this giant stack of random, like mixed, all sorts of like just randomness in terms of mini happy planner stuff. And so I decided to basically combine it all into this one little notebook. I did take out some of the pages because it was getting a little bit too full to where I couldn't turn it on the discs. But the setup where I put this together, I will link in the description so you can watch that if you'd like. It's pretty much just me fumbling with the paper. But in this video, I'm just going to show you that for my personal planner, I have these kind of like, I guess, subsections. But for most of 2024, I have separate planners for all of these, but for most of 2024, I've basically been combining it into a personal planner. So I have a personal catch-all section where all of my personal events and tasks live. I have a faith section where I keep all of my faith notes, Bible readings, devotionals, all that type of stuff. I have a reading planner, which I used, I think for 1 month, and then I kind of gave up the ghost on that one. But I do like to read and take notes on my reading, so I did try to keep a separate reading planner. I had a family planner. I actually really enjoy that. I wish I could get back into it. Probably in August, I'm going to pick that one back up. But I keep notes for my family, so anything like in terms of like contacts that I have with them, visits, phone calls, text messages, big events that my family has. I also keep notes about my friends, any social activities that I do. Like it's basically like my social planner in a way, and so I want to try to get back into that in August, but in July all of this is going to be combined. I do have a separate budget planner which I don't really use actually, but I'll show you the section in July that I'll be using. And then I have a separate chores planner that is really just keeping track of like when I do all the adulting stuff for my house. And again, I was not very consistent with these planners, and so for several months I combined them into one, so everything just kind of landed in my personal planner, and that works out okay. It just looks a little bit messier. When I had them separated, I felt like it was just too much to keep up, and especially with my job getting very busy in 2024, I just thought, it would be best for me to simplify a little bit. And so I'm going with that same kind of mentality of like simplifying, and so everything in here is going to be my personal like sections. There are, because of the way that I set this up, several sections that I am going to split out, but most of it will be in the personal section. So again, it's just a random mix of all of these like happy planner and non-happy planner mini size pages. These are all like the random hello pages that I've got. I do have some Dollar Tree dividers in here, you can see. And these Dollar Tree dividers, I basically am using to have a monthly section, a weekly section, and then this note section down here, I'm going to use as maybe a daily section. And again, everything personal that isn't in one of the other sections will end up in my daily section. And then this fourth tab, when we get there, you'll see that it's basically my chore section. This fifth tab is my wellness, health, slash food log section, and then the sixth one is budget, but I'll show you all of that as we get into it. So this monthly section, I did already start decorating. I decided to use a Willoway kit that I've had for forever. Willoway stickers. I think she's kind of like made some changes. I'm not sure if she's at printables now or if she's still doing printed stickers. She's kind of gone back and forth, but I did use a very old kit that I had from her when I was repping for her. And what I decided to do was basically take a mini vertical layout and convert it to where it is, this is like half of the month, July 1st through the 21st, and then here's July 22nd through the 31st. And I just used a month on 2 spreads like this on 4 pages. And so it gives me lots of room to write. I've already, you can see here, put in all of my dates for July. And so I'm going to use the monthly like that. And again, these are just random pages that I've had that are like outdated. And so I'm just undating it, like whiting it out and just using it for a monthly. And I have enough in here probably for the rest of the year. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this mini size for the rest of the year, but I do have the pages here if I choose to do that. So I did, again, just use mini vertical layout pages for that monthly section. And then for the weekly section, what I have in here, in this section I did pull out several like a whole stack of pages, but I have like random weekly layout pages that look like this. And so these are either undated or outdated pages. Nothing in here is like current. And so I will have to redate, like basically white out, undate all of these things and just redate and renumber. But I'm going to use this to keep track of like just major events. And so in the monthly, as you can probably tell, like it gets a little bit squeezed in there. And so this is a chance for me to write out the events in like longer form. And so that's what I'm going to do with this section. And it's going to be mostly like all day events, holidays, any major events for my family, just all the social things that I have going on. I will try to keep this section to like major events and like really big all-day tasks that I have to do, like deadlines for work, that kind of thing. Although, again, I'm trying to keep this to be my personal planner. And so I'm going to write all of those in here. I'm going to try to decorate it as well, just use up my stickers. But then getting into this note section, this third section, again, this whole section is like just random, like a whole random mix of like horizontal pages. In this third section, I have daily pages. I do have this one, literally like one sheet. This is from a Walmart mini size planner that they released ages and ages ago. I literally have one sheet that I'm just going to use. It's a daily page. This one is broken down by hour, and then it has a task list. But what I'm going to do in this section is just kind of use this mix of pages. Again, it's just a totally random mix of pages. It's got like all of these, like it's like currently pages, it's like monthly pages. These are like monthly layout pages, but it's not like set up how it normally is with like the dashboard and the task list and then the notes. It's just kind of like all the leftover pieces that I didn't use, but I'm going to use it. I'm just going to use it. What I will use this section for is basically to journal. And so I used to be a bullet journaler. I liked to just kind of like log everything that I did in a day, and I'm going to do the same thing here for daily journaling, daily logging. I don't necessarily use like a page per day, although I feel like with this kind of setup I might be able to do that, just because it's a mini size. But I just like to write all the things. I like to write all the things that I do. I like to write messages to myself. I like to keep track of any to-do lists that I have. And so that's what I'm going to use this section for. This section tends to be fairly functional for me. It's just pen to paper. And so because these pages right now are set up in these 2 columns, I'll probably just use them in 2 columns. But for these other pages like this, I'll have to do something. I probably will tape that together. But like here, I'm just going to ignore all these labels and just write free form, all of my journaling thoughts and that type of thing. Here, I'll just write them out, you know, so I'm just going to use it. I'm just going to just ignore that it's meant to be like a task list, and I'm just going to journal in these sections. So that's what I'm going to do in this section, and we'll see what it looks like at the end of the month. And then, again, I'm just trying to use these pages because these are just like random monthly layout pages. I just wanted to use those. And then in these other sections, this fourth section, like I said, is a chores section. I had a couple of like guided journal pages that I got from my sister because I never actually owned this guided journal. But this is an older style of Happy Planner. It was an older like notebook. And so these are just some of the random pages, again, unused pages that just have been sitting in my stack. And so I'm going to try to use them. This one right here says the last time you washed sheets and bedding, cleaned out the fridge, got the car an oil change, got a physical checkup, cleaned out the closet. And so this one right here that got the physical checkup, that's the only one that's not a house related item, a house or core related item. So I'm probably going to cover that one up and make it a house related item, and then just kind of list a couple of other things. And again, just trying to use up this stash. I have like these other ones, I might cover that up and just put some other chores in there. And then I have these pages. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but you can see here, I think that it's like kind of like a dot grid underneath. Hopefully you can see that. And then they have like all of these kind of like doodly, journally, black and white, I guess, I mean, they're doodles to me. And so I'm gonna see what I can do in terms of using this stack up and this stash for chores related stuff, house related stuff. I might use it for house projects. I don't know, you know. July might be a good time to kind of come back in and revisit. And so these guided journal pages are in here for that 4th section. And then the 5th section, I have this one sheet that is an old like Happy Planner like self-care challenge. It has a bunch of different things to do. I'm just gonna leave it in here and maybe try to do some of these things. They're all kind of like wellness oriented or, you know, self-care oriented. So example, make healthy DIY snacks, take an extra long walk, have a social media free day. So just like some random things like that. And then there is a 30-day habit tracker on the back. I don't know what I'll use that for, but it's here. Again, just trying to use this up. I literally, again, just literally had this one sheet, so I stuck it in here. But the rest of this is actually a Jane's Agenda insert that I got when I used to subscribe to the Jane's Agenda box. And so there was a kind of like this dashboard, like this vellum divider dashboard thing. So I stuck it in here. It talks about balance, and it was layered over this. And then here we have basically a weekly page, and it's the week of, and you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it has a section for food. It says eat well. Then it has a column for be active, so like any physical activity, and then it has a heart, which I kind of translated to like a small like gratitude section. And then down here it has healthy habits, so you have the spot or a spot to write 6 habits, and you can track your habits for the 7 days. Again, just putting it in here to try to use it up. I had this in my stash probably for 2 or 3 years now, and I haven't done anything with it, and so I stuck it in here to try to use it. Oh, there's like a whole goal section. What is this? Okay, my goodness, like I have all sorts of stuff in here. Okay, I just realized there's a whole goal section here. Yeah, it's like long-term goal, starting point, deadline, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And then on the back is long-term goals. Yeah, I don't know. It's in here. I don't know that I would do any kind of like specific goal planning for July, but it's in here. And then this section, I told you, it's totally a random mix, right? This 6th divider is, here's the goals sheet, right? These should go together. Like, you know, it didn't make sense to me before why I had this random one, but now it makes sense. Okay, so I'll put the SMART goals kind of like right up here with the goals section. All right, but this 6th section is budget. Okay, so in this section, again, Jane's Agenda inserts that I got when I was subscribing to her box. It has right here the review, and it talks about like income, and it's like a balance sheet essentially for your budgeting. And going in here, it has how to use these pages. So you can kind of like plan out your budgeting pages, but it has a bill tracker, and then sinking funds, long-term savings, a bill tracker, a debt tracker, and then it goes into each month where you're able to just kind of date it yourself and then take notes here. And then on the back, it is kind of an overview of your entire month. And so again, just because I've had it in my stash for a while, I'm going to try to use these pages and just adapt all the things. We'll see how this looks at the end of the month, but I'm going to try to use these pages. I do have enough pages for 12 months, so obviously I'm not going to use all of it for July, but it is in here. And then again, literally one random Happy Planner page, but this is from an old mini Happy Planner budget book. It's an expense, well, it's kind of like half bill pay, half expense tracker. Again, I'm just going to try to use it. It's like so random that it's in here. Maybe I'll move this to the front because it's literally the one page. I feel like it would make more sense to try to use down the one item. All right, so I'm going to move to the front. All right, and then in the back, I just have a couple of like random dividers, dashboards, the back cover from a Dollar Tree, like the actual cover for the Dollar Tree, and then these are the stickers that I was using for the July monthly, and I stuck this in here because I thought I might use some more of these pages for decorating some of the other pages. And so yeah, that is budgeting, not budgeting, my personal planner, including budgeting. But it does have a separate, like you saw, a separate section for budget. It had a separate section for food logging or health and wellness related stuff, which for 2024, I didn't really do a separate section, but for July, I'm going to go back to doing a separate food log. I just enjoy food logging, and so I'm going to do that. And all the other sections related to family, social life, friends, my chores. Well, actually, I had a chores section in there, but all of the other sections like faith, my personal notes, my catch-all, the family, social life type stuff, that will just go on my weekly pages, my monthly or my weekly pages, or on my daily log. And so that's kind of the setup. It was actually probably a longer video or a longer explanation than I was expecting, but that is that. Now, as I pull this over, one of the things that I did also want to mention is that you'll notice that I am talking about this planner lineup, and I'm talking about it just for July, because one of the things for me is that I actually like to change it up every single month. And I know that July is one of those big months in the happy planner world, or just in the planner world in general, where people after 6 months might consider switching their planner lineup. I switch mine out pretty much every month, and so even though I know July is a big month for a lot of people, for me it's just another month. I feel like I do a lot of changes pretty much all the time, and so it to me is just another month. And so I just wanted to mention that I don't have like some kind of official, like, for the rest of 2024, here's my planner lineup, because I can make a video like that, but it's definitely going to be changing. So anyway, I wanted to show you these last two. These will be much shorter. I've been using these two planners for my business related items. I've been classifying as like business related stuff just because I do have a side hustle related to social media, and then of course I have my full-time job, and so these are things that earn me some kind of money, even though it's very little money for social media, and I do get paid for my full-time job significantly more. I do earn income for both of these. And so for 2024, I decided to use two big planners for this. Again, trying to use down my big happy planner stash. And so for July, I'm going to continue using it. So I'm going to start off here with basically my work planner. And so for 2024, I decided to use what is, I think for the first time, you will see that this is a current planner. I've already actually decorated it, but it's a dashboard layout, as you can see here. And it is current for July 2024. It does run through December of 2024. And one of the things that I did do was my father-in-law wanted some monthly pages, and so I decided to give him the monthly divider and the monthly spread. And so like this page right here is meant to be the currently page for like right before the divider, and then the dashboard page that's supposed to be here is actually attached to the divider and the monthly spread that I gave to my father-in-law. But I am also like just able to kind of take my notes on this page. Again, adaptability, right? And so the way that the dashboard typically is laid out is like there's a task list, and then there are these boxes that you can kind of write things in. And what I do is just make a giant to-do list down here and then just write my projects everywhere else, right? These boxes right here are where I kind of will put my projects for the week. And so it works out just fine. I might put projects up here and projects here, and then just do a to-do list down here, right? The things that I do to convert it, to me makes sense, and it's really not that big of a deal to convert this left-hand side to be a dashboard for the week. But again, I did decorate it, so I wanted to maybe quickly flip through these pages so you can see it. Some of them are much barer than others. I did go in and just kind of pull my random summertime like scrapbook kits and stickers out, and just kind of threw stickers down like early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning one day. And so that's what ended up coming out. And so that is my work planner. I basically, I guess I should talk about this. What I do is basically, let me go to an actual dashboard. All right, I keep tasks, obviously, and then I mentioned I keep projects here. This section, I normally keep my work hours, how many hours I work each day, and then here are, of course, meetings. And so I do usually work only Monday through Friday, but sometimes I do work on Saturdays and Sundays, and so I just use this for tracking hours and keeping meetings. And so that's what I do for my work planner. Okay, and then last but not least is my social media planner. Now, just to talk about this for a little while, or a little bit. All the front matter here, all this front stuff is like old social media notes. I need to go in here and clean this up. But what I've been using for 2024 has been outdated teacher layout pages. And so going to July here, it's again outdated teacher layout pages. At some point I outsmarted myself and went in and redated it, and so I do have pages all the way through December of 2024, and because I've already redated it, some point in life I did this. I'm going to try to use these as they're kind of meant to be used. One thing that I do is convert it to where the dates are across the top, and so I just ignore this side of it. And what I usually do is have a section for YouTube, one for Instagram, maybe two for Instagram. I'm really bad at posting on Instagram. And then I have these two bottom rows to take like notes, like maybe video ideas, things that I want to do. In June, I did use a kind of like combined modified Kanban board. That actually worked out really, really well. But the issue that I ran into was the second half of June was super busy. Let me show you kind of what this looks like. Hopefully it's not too much of a glare with the divider in here. So I had this kind of like modified Kanban where I was like kind of using these columns in my mind. Just there are these invisible columns. This is filming, this is editing, this is uploading, and I would just move things across the way. But it worked out. Like here, it worked out where I did that, and look how, like, to me it looks really, really not cute. It looks really not cute. And so I decided to make it a little bit different, and so I still am doing the Kanban where everything on here are things I still want to record, but then I went in and just kind of like made these little boxes. But then you can see like it worked out for a little while, but then it just ended up being like too much to keep up with, and so then I didn't do anything. I mean, I did lay down stickers, but I didn't do anything else with it. And so yeah, I just ended up not doing as much as I thought I would. So I'm gonna go back to like a more traditional, like, let's just do it by each row. We're gonna do, you know, YouTube, we're gonna do Instagram, we're gonna do Instagram, we're gonna do something like that. Or I don't know, maybe I'll just get rid of the Kanban method, because one thing that I really liked about the June, let me go back to that. One thing that I really liked about the June one is like I'm able to see like this. This is the micro DIY. I actually did this. I finished it. I uploaded it. I did all that. But I'm able to see in one glance if there's any missing time. Like, have I actually finished it? When I have all the dates listed, that means I've done every single task for that item. You know, so I really like that. Maybe I should do something like that, you know, and just get rid of the sticky notes idea, because these sticky notes, first of all, do not stick very well, but also it was just a lot to kind of move it back and forth and, you know, lift it up and put it back down and things like that, you know. So I might do this. I don't know, right? Still a couple of days for me to decide, but that is my social media planner. And I've got these pages, like I said, outdated teacher layout pages, the big size, that have been redated across the top here, and I'll just do something with the sidebar when I get to that week. And I should go in here and just like for my work planner, just kind of decorate the entire month. I like doing that for these two business related planners, just because, you know, sometimes it's just fun just to sit down and do it all at one time, you know. And I don't record plan with me's too much on my channel. I have been really only doing it for one planner. In June it was my micro, and for July, not really sure, probably my weeklies in the mini happy planner pages, but we'll see. But these were the three planners, right? So this kind of random mix of mini happy planner pages that I'm using for personal type stuff, and then my work planner and my social media planner. So even though it's a fairly long video and I talked quite a lot, that's pretty much what it boils down to, is these three planners with a couple of different sections in this personal one. And so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.